Hello, and welcome back to the Argyle CIO Leadership Forum. My name is Brittany Sullivan with Argyle. A couple of notes before I turn things over to our esteemed speaker. First, a quick reminder to stop by our sponsors' virtual booths at any time during today's event and for the following week. Our partners are committed to providing you with valuable content and a great overall experience. At any time during today's event, you can visit their virtual booths from the main agenda page, which includes complimentary materials, information, and meet and greet opportunities. To ask questions throughout the session, simply type into the Q&A chat, and we will address your questions at the end of the session. Now, without further ado, I would like to introduce our speaker, Gary Sorrentino, Global Chief Information Officer at Zoom. We are excited to have Gary with us for his thought leadership titled The Future Ready CIO. Welcome, Gary, and over to you.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Gary Sorrentino, and I'm the Global CIO here at Zoom. And today I'm here to discuss moving forward, a CIO's perspective. You know, in my role at Zoom, I spend a lot of time talking with our customers around the globe and helping them navigate this ever-changing business communication landscape. And whether it's your employees or your customers, people have extremely high expectations for their interactions with your organization. You know, everyone expects seamless, zero friction, tech-embedded experience that's been personalized just for them. But before we start, we have to recognize the almost 3-year anniversary of the pandemic. And, you know, we can't help reflect on the past and some of the positive outcomes. Look, many job functions and frontline workers, they needed to stay at their post, and well, we thank them all. But knowledge workers, we got to participate in a global 50 million strong experiment. Now think about this. In a matter of weeks, knowledge workers, companies, we all had to pivot. We had to define how companies stay productive and continue to provide our products and services. But you know what? We made it work. And in most cases, productivity actually went up. So today, as we see companies develop these return to office strategies, we need to acknowledge one undisputed fact, and I need you to think about yourselves when I say this. The employees that are coming back are not the same employees that we sent home almost 3 years ago. Think about yourself. Are you that same employee coming back? Or have you changed the way you want to work, the way you think about work? See, your employees, they want to have choice and flexibility about how, when, and where they work. They want to feel included and connected wherever they are. Now, look, many of your teams are returning to the office after years of working remotely. So many different configurations in how and where people work. Meeting room requirements for those effective, dynamic, and collaboration is challenging. And missing that mark can ultimately hurt your culture and your overall business performance. How? Now, some employees, they want to go back for a return to the office, but others are demanding flexibility. And how we want to work is a big decision for both the employer and the employee. Creating a flexible work arrangement that supports what both are demanding. This is going to be hard. It's not easy. A simple thing like, come on, think about it. How many of us have upgraded our technology at home? And we figured out it's just so much easier to be more productive at home. What about when they want to work? You know, asynchronous work is on the rise. Employees are now defining non-standard working hours compared to what we consider the normal working hours. You know what we learned during the pandemic? There are 24 hours in a day. And not all employees work their best from 9 to 5. And we're seeing employees that work in the same building, same floor, same group, same zip code, now working asynchronously and where they want to work. It's clear employees have proven that great work can be accomplished anywhere. That original office, well, it's now becoming a space where employees go. This is to go to ideate, collaborate, maintain relationships, but not to do back-to-back Zoom calls or basic tasks like spreadsheets or email. Look, all I want to know is, I want to know where this guy's working. You know, the great resignation, or should we call it maybe the great equalizer? I know how I want to be productive and grow my career. And if you can't provide it, I'm willing to find it elsewhere. I am more productive from home. This is the new challenge. Think about it. Is your company up to the challenge of providing the office transformation required to ensure that your employees are as productive as they are working from anywhere? And look, the new Gen Z crowd, they have a new angle on this great resignation. Why resign when you can just quiet quitting? And as employers, well, we created quiet firing. Look, we're only looking for one thing: joyful working. Yes, going back is going to be messy. But I think we all have to admit that the world of work will never return to the way it was pre-pandemic. Employees, customers, even how you run your business and provide services and products have changed forever. And it's not only solved by technology. I have a great little story. So one night, it's like around 11:30 at night, I'm in New York City, and my phone beeps. And it was one of those food vendors. They must have figured out, hey, his phone is at the address of his credit card. That means he's home. Now think about it. It's 11:30 on a Saturday night. What would make you pick up your phone and look at it? Well, there were two words. It wasn't free delivery. It was ice cream. Now, the moral of the story is mint chocolate chip and rum raisin. It said 2 quarts of ice cream, I don't know, $27.50, 30 minutes. I had to call the owner of the local store and say, why would you send that out on a Saturday night? And he said, I challenged my team. How do we get 20 more orders before we close? I go, how well did you do? He said, we actually had to turn orders down. So remember, the possibilities and great potential, these are only limited by your own creativity and imagination. In this session, we're going to dive into the trends that are impacting customers across your employee experience, your customer experience, and your digital transformation. Think how great it would be: an employee experience, a strong employee experience that delivers that democracy and parity between remote and in-person interactions. Customer experience and engagement. Customers, they want to feel like they're in a valued relationship with you. It has to be less transactional, more like a partnership. We talk to a lot of people about digital transformation, and digital transformation can be confusing at times. However, all we see is that the companies that are going through digital transformation are moving forward. And if you're not doing digital transformation, you're not standing still. You're actually going backwards. So let's talk about employee experience. Upskilling. This is a big requirement of the new environment, is rapid upskilling. Companies are going to need to upskill their entire workforce to succeed in whatever work style is being supported. I don't care whether it's in the office or remote or hybrid. And you know, I have a little saying about this. We need to relearn some of those skills because, well, for 3 years, we haven't really been in the office. We need to learn new skills of how to work in the new hybrid work. But most important, we need to unlearn skills that do not belong in this new transfer way of working. So whatever your individual goals, creating platforms and capabilities that encourage learning, community, and culture building among your employees is going to be critical for your own business success. Reimagine. Customers tell us that creating that optimal experience for employees is business imperative. It's good for employee satisfaction, retention, and well-being. But whatever your approach, a strong employee experience that delivers parity between remote and in-person interactions, and in many cases, this is about the office experience. See, the office experience has fallen far behind because of technology in the office. Doesn't always result in meeting equality. Do you know that the analysts keep telling us that a huge percentage of the conference rooms in the world are still not video enabled? There's almost 100 million conference rooms in the world, and somewhere between 10 and 25%, depending on who you believe, are still not video enabled. Think about this. By 2025, 30% of the employees are going to be Gen Z. Can you imagine them walking into a room that's got something that looks like a starfish on the table and there's no video? They're going to wonder, what's the purpose of this room? So to achieve this parity, we believe it's time to fully reimagine that work experience. Flexibility is critical to keeping employees engaged. And as we see companies developing return to office strategies, we're seeing different ways of bringing them back. So how is your organization going to engage its workforce? Will it be magnet? We are creating an environment where our employees wake up in the morning and they say, I want to go there. I am more productive going to that office place. Or is it mandate? Email, you are required to be in work 3 days a week, physically in work 3 days a week. Magnet or mandate? How are you running your company? So let's pivot to the customer experience. We see companies all over working to expand relationships and find better ways to connect and provide that value to their customers. You know, whether we like it or not, our customers and your customers, they went through the same challenges that we went through, except they had to figure out how to consume our products and services on top of running their companies. You know, your customers want to feel that value in a relationship, less transactional, more humanized. Customer communications, technology is going to play a huge part in supporting an upgraded customer communication experience across the full customer life cycle. And you're going to need to transform to a more flexible customer communication model. Customer flexibility. Well, think about it. We have to support our customers in the way that they want to do business with us across any modality that they choose for anything along their customer journey. And think about it. We have to solve the entire customer journey. It needs to be hyper simple from a user perspective, but it has to provide that enhanced communication and all the touch points. You know, just like your employees, today's customers expect the flexibility to connect and collaborate seamlessly over any modality that they choose going forward. So communication flexibility, don't forget, it's the whole journey. So today, customers are identifying many forms of digital transformation, but there are a couple that we need to consider. Speed. This is the number one differentiator that will determine success in that digital transformation journey. Speed and agility. Boards and senior managers, they're supporting all forms of digital transformation that can be deployed fast and give almost immediate value to employees and customers. Let's take an example. Migrating from Blue e-signature to a more digital version of signing that can be completed online and with less effort. Quick to market, immediate benefit to customers. We talked about the enhanced experience. That's the second differentiator with digital transformation. Today, customers expect and demand a higher level of experience than ever before. They want an almost immediate resolution to their issues. Subject matter expertise on demand is becoming a form of digital transformation, especially for many in-person and service type of companies. Think about this form of digital transformation. You walk into a store to purchase a high-end product, and due to decreasing headcounts and other factors, there's no one available qualified to assist you. Not a great experience. But what if you could communicate with an expert on demand over video? Now, instead of talking to who's available, you can communicate directly with the right person. I would call that a better experience. Flexibility is the third differentiator. Transforming your business to allow customers to do business with you in the manner that they prefer, using the communication best suited for them. Let's take an example from financial services. For years, mortgage has been conducted in the same complicated manner. Most people would just sign whatever and wherever they were told by their advisor to complete the process. Today, many global banks now allow customers to browse mortgages online, make selections, ask questions via chat, elevate the experience to a telephony call, and finally complete the mortgage with a video call assisted by signing digitally. Digital transformation. But today, it's going to take more than these. Digital transformation that's how do we create that enhanced experience and provide the environment for employees to flourish? This is going to require some new and creative technologies, drones, wearables, integrated apps. We are working like crazy to make sure that the technology that supports your employees, your customers, and your digital transformation just works. Okay, but how do we get there? After all, it wasn't that long ago that we lived with some very disconnected systems. Come on, we all remember these, right? We had video conferencing system that didn't connect to our web conferencing system, at least not without a third-party solution. A completely separate technology for our phone solution, and yet another for instant messaging. And some of us, well, we dialed into audio for meetings on yet another technology. And of course, didn't we manage this with different service teams? And some of us even had special white gloves to come to the room to help us start our video meetings because those systems were so complicated and required advanced setup in order to operate. Our users were frustrated. Satisfaction scores were low, and managing multiple platforms was time consuming. And then we found a better way: unified communication, video, meetings, phone, chat in the same client with a consistent experience across modalities, built on a single platform, simple and easy to use. Okay, so now we have the employee experience on one platform. But what about the customers? That contact center, it still remained on its own. And one of the outcomes of the pandemic is that customer relations now feel closer than ever. Customers want to be more of a partnership, a human, less transactional experience. Customers want to transact with your company in their manner. And most of the time, it's over a mobile device. And very similar to the employee experience, customers want to connect with you from any place at any time. Richer communications. They might want to even see you during a transaction. They might want you to show them around their products and services while they're conducting business with you. So we're beginning to pull all this together. This is the essence of multi-experience, giving employees and customers the right level of interaction across the platform at the right time and the right place. But we can't think about the employee experience as separate from the client experience. We need to think about the total experience. And now we've put this all together: user experience plus employee experience plus multi-experience, and add customer experience. It's now total experience. So I got a great little story here. Think about hot summer afternoon. You're driving around. Wow. Love to stop at my local coffee dealer for a nitro brew. Okay, but you know what? I don't want to get out of the car because the air conditioning's on. I'm going to go through the drive-through. So I get through the drive-through, there's car in front of me, car behind me. I order my nitro brew and I'm waiting 25 minutes. Now think about it, 25 minutes, it's a hot day, you're sitting there in the car, you're squirming back and forth. After about 20, 25 minutes, you're like, you can't wait for that window to open up. And when that window opens up, well, whatever you're going to say, you already know what you're going to say. Now you pull up, the window opens up, the barista picks up the cup, looks at the side of the cup and says, Gary, you've been in line for 25 minutes. This coffee is on us. What do you say? Come on. Thank you. And you leave happy. Now, is that employee experience or customer experience? You see, as a customer, you were satisfied. As an employee, they didn't get yelled at and they were empowered to make it right without having to ask a manager. Total experience. Okay, but how do we get there? So let's break apart the Zoom platform real quick. You know, in 2019, Zoom was this killer app. Everybody was on Zoom meetings. But today, we're so much more. We're actually a killer platform. So let's go around the wheel. So first is Zoom One, starting at the top. This is the collection of unified products to deliver that enhanced experience for employees and customers. And that Zoom One bundle, as we call it, includes simple single solutions that are comprised of meetings, phone, team chat, whiteboard, webinar, events, and we just announced email and calendaring. Zoom Spaces. You know, The hybrid office is complicated. I was recently at one of our clients, and they brought a lot of people back into the office, and it was a beautiful day, and some were working outside. I said, do you mind if I talk to them? And they said, no. I went and I talked to one pair of people, and I said, how's your day going? And they said, this is great. We both got together. We solved so many problems today. I said, well, that's great. How many people on your team? And they said 10. I said, what do the other 8 feel? And they suddenly realized that they made these decisions. They wanted flexibility, but they didn't think about inclusion. And today, too many of our remote teammates are feeling left out of the conversation that are taking place, especially in conference rooms. And today, Zoom Spaces provides that innovative video solution for every meeting space to include parity and inclusion. Contact center. So we started this session talking about total experience, and we walked through several capabilities that help us level the power of a simple user experience to help deliver a great experience for our employees. Let's end with why we're in business: to serve customers, clients, patients, and students. And Zoom Contact Center is delivering that same frictionless experience to our external customers. And your agents, whether it's an internal support desk or a customer service team, they're able to use that same experience that they already know. We've also introduced Zoom Virtual Agent. That's just a great way for your customers to get to information via your websites through very innovative ways. Okay, Zoom AI. So this is the center of our innovation. It powers experience across almost our entire portfolio, but today we're really talking about Zoom IQ. Think about it. Wouldn't it be great if after you were on the phone with your client, when you hung up, somebody tapped you on the shoulder and said, okay, you said 16 times. You talked on top of your client. You talked too fast. You didn't use words that we suggested you use during that interaction. Your client might have used words that were considered tense. So we have Zoom IQ for sales. And last, the developer platform. The developer platform enables second and third-party developers to build apps and integrations that use Zoom's video-based communication solutions, or integrate Zoom's core technology into your products and services. With quick and easy access to an extensive library of hundreds of APIs, as well as meeting and video SDKs, the developer platform is fostering innovation through flexible developer solutions and tools. And remember, it's all about performance, scale, and the reliability of Zoom. So in closing, what are we thinking? Employees expect flexibility and a great experience. Customers expect a more humanized experience. Digital innovation, well, that's powering the future of your business. And remember, is it magnet or mandate? That choice is yours of how you bring your company forward. I'd like to play a quick video for you now. It's called A Day in the Life. I promise it's only 90 seconds. I want to thank you for all your time, and I look forward to meeting all of you in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary, for such an insightful presentation. I also want to thank everyone for joining us today for this fantastic thought leadership. This session, along with all of today's content, will be made available on demand following the event.